Nagel, the regular starter, fantastic.
Sports, Courts, and presented by Parkview Sports Medicine and airing exclusively on MyTV Fort Wayne.
Parkview Sports Medicine bringing you Comet Hockey here on MyTV Fort Wayne. We are ready to get things started. Tommy Schegler with you here on a Saturday night, everybody. Glad you could join us. We are excited to bring you the action here from Indianapolis. And the Komets go with the line of Brett Perlini along with C.J. Severyn and Garrett Meurs, who I wanted to mention quickly in case you missed it, as Chelio sends one in on Will, and he gets tested right away. Nice little save from the youngster and the new Komets goaltender. But Garrett Meurs, obviously you'll remember, on Thursday called up to Lake Erie, spent one game up there, and then was sent right back down. And that is a good thing for the K's, as he is the reigning ECHL Player of the Week. Really hot when he left to go up to Lake Erie. Luckily, he was only gone for a little bit over 24 hours, and Meurs called for the offsides as he tried to carry it in to the Indy zone. So Meurs is back in the lineup for the K's. 4 goals and an assist last week. Now the money line comes out. Eric Faille, Mike Embach, ESzydlowski. Starting in the net for the Indy Fuel, former Komets goaltender Cody Reichert in between the pipes. Reichert so far this year down in Indy is 5-4 with a 3.09 goals against. Oh, some big hitting there on the far boards. And here comes the Fuel. And losing corral of it as they carried it over the blue line was Rhett Bly. So we'll take it back out to neutral. Mike Embach is going to get called for boarding. I believe that is the call. Get the official word. Elbowing, actually, instead of boarding. So that big hit that I was talking about on the far boards results in a power play. And so right off the hop, a power play for the Fuel. And it should be noted, that is something that the K's are going to want to stay out of the box on. Fuel are second on the power play at 26.7%. So they have a good power play and lighting it up from the slot. Never quite got through. That offering sent in by Patrick Cullen. And Nathan Condon comes back the other way, shorty. That goes wide right. Penalty kill hasn't been terrible for the Komets. The power play has been a different story altogether. That one blocked up and deflected off into the corner. And Frazee is able to clear for the Komets. Not even 2 minutes into this game here on a Saturday night down in the Indiana Farmers Coliseum. And already the home Fuel with a power play opportunity. Easily carrying it into the zone. Centering feed sent off into the corner by James Martin, who's been hot as of late. Scored a goal last night, in fact. Martin just was on sound-off with the Komets this past Monday, said he's really enjoying his time. Right now he's tied for first among defensemen in the league with 17 points, so we'll want to keep an eye on him as well. Now setting up shop are the Fuel. Out to the point, fake shot, and then sent one in wide. Centering feed sticked away by Will, and the K's are able to clear. Tracking it back is Justin Hull for the Fuel. They will get a line change. And here we go. Kay is able to grab it at neutral, send it back in deep. Still 17 seconds on the power play. And looks like the Komets, as Joey Leach sends it back in, whipping it around the boards. Looks like Mike Embach will be able to get out of the box here momentarily, and the Komets are able to clear. We are back to even strength. Wheeling. Nick Brunito goes off a skate. K's end up with it. Taken off the play is ESzydlowski. And chipping it up into the Komets bench is Garrett Bembridge. He's one of the alternate captains for the Fuel. So pretty good penalty kill. No real great opportunities for the Fuel on that particular power play. Here's Frazee, and he wins that face-off. And then a turnover. Looking back behind, looking to center. They get it out to the point. This is Fox sending it in deep. Chasing it down on the far side is Masser. He sends one in, and it goes off of the post and then deflects over into the corner. Got a lot of oohs and ahs from the crowd. Cody Soul trying to track it down in the corner. Indy's got it going in this particular shift. Bartow finally corrals it off of a pass from Soul, and here come the K's looking on the breakout. Send one in, and Reichert will squeeze and hold on. Not nearly the same kind of atmosphere that we had here on opening night, which was the last time that I was in this building. I know that Kent Horman came down shortly after that, and doesn't quite have the same field, nor does it have the same crowd, that's for sure. But as I said, the team has been struggling. First-year team in the league, kind of trying to find their way, as the K's did a few years ago. Benbrook wheels, gets it back over to Bruneteau. And they turn it over as they come into the zone. Goes all the way back to Brisebois. Brisebois, defenseman, smaller defenseman. They turn it over again. In front, sending it in, and that one goes just over the crossbar. Wraparound attempt, no. And Reichert attempts to cover up, but coming away with it are the Fuel. Krug is able to glove it and keep it in, and now they fight for it here on the near side. A nice little flurry. Brett Perlini was involved in that wraparound attempt. Good opportunity for the K's. Chipping it in is Zarnik. And strong forecheck sent on by Gotevets. Reversal here to the near side to Embach as he carries it into the zone. Momentarily taken off the play, but then gets it over to Joey Leach, who sends it in front, deflected to the far side, and now cleared out the center. Running it down, Drew Daniels. He is stalked by Matt White. White follows him around, and then leaving it for Joey Leach is Daniels. And they get it to center. This is Zydlowski. He chips it in, and the Komets will give chase. Embach is flying early on in this game. Nice hit on Franzen. Playing it off the wall, and now carrying it in is Cullen. He leaves it for Duco, the captain. Deflected in front, sticked away by Will. Comes out to the front of the net, and Leach comes away with it, and the K's are able to finally center. Although they have to retreat back, this is Leach. Good line, or good shift there, I should say, by the money line, as they like to call themselves. I don't know if it's exactly caught on with the fan base as of yet, but I like it. Bartow over to Cody Soul. And now the K's will look to get through the neutral zone trap. Over to Bartow again. He sends it in off the side of the cage. Willett with it now. Willett in front. Frazee sends a wrister home that gets stick to the far side by Reichert. Opening moments of the first period and some action right off the hop, really, by both sides. Chelios with it. And as we talked about in other MyTV broadcasts so far of Indy Fuel games, yes, he is the son of Hall of Famer Chris Chelios. Dean Chelios is his name. And in front, goes wide of the nets, chopping at it was Perlini. He's been in on a couple of plays. Duco winds, fires, rebound sent in front, and then swiped away by Will. Roman Will has had some rubber sent his way so far in the early portions of the game. Had one go off the post, but has looked good in the other save attempts. He comes out of the net now to play it. Sends it over to Daniels. They try to get through the forecheck unsuccessfully. This time they get it out. It was tipped. And Reichert comes out to play it, and he'll send it around the boards. Back behind the cage. Masser tracks it down, but taking it away is Faille. He's rubbed off the play, and the K's look to try to keep it in. Daniels does with a glove. His shot is deflected off of the stick and up into the mesh. And that will bring an official timeout on the ice. We are going to take it with them. You're watching my Komets on my TV.
Case-on Parkview Sports Medicine and airing exclusively on MyTV Fort Wayne.
Back to live action down in Indianapolis. No score between the Fuel and the Komets. Back and forth here early on. Want to remind everybody, our great title sponsor of these broadcasts, Parkview Sports Medicine. When an injury knocks you out of the game, call Parkview Sports Medicine at 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine can get you back into action quickly and safely. K's trying to get something going, bringing it to the high point is Zydlowski. He sends it left of the cage on the wrister, and coming away with it are the Fuel. This is Goaltender. Loses the handle momentarily, flips it into the zone. Tracking it down is Bembridge. Goaltender, big hit behind the play, and then Fox gloves it at neutral. And Leach ends up with it for the K's. He will send it near side to Daniels, who goes back up to the far side. This is Faille. Faille sends one in. Rebound in front. And the K's can't get any wood on it, and back come the Fuel. This is Hall. Hull, wraparound attempt, and squeezing off the post is Will. Cute little pass by Willett is intercepted, preventing the K's from getting it out of the zone, but now they come out with it. Willett will try to track it down in the corner. He loses that race to Hull, but ends up with it to the dot. Now winding and firing as Bartow goes wide left. Soul tries to chop it in, but unable to do so. Coming back is Zarnik right down the middle of the ice. Bembridge, now one-timer sent in, rebound, and a clear as diving for it to try to get it back up to the point area was the captain Duco, but nobody was home. Now he sends one in, blocker save that goes up into the net. So definitely a couple tests early on for the young netminder for the Komets. Roman Will, he has left some juicy rebounds out there thus far. We'll see if that comes back to hurt him at any point. Face-off won by the Komets here. Krug sends it off. This is Meurs. Meurs, the wrister. Blocker save by Reichert. Fuel come back the other way. Cullen, gloved by Will, and a whistle. Definitely back and forth action so far for both teams. Couple nice opportunities on both ends of the ice. Sure that Garrett Graham would like to see the D tightened up just a little bit on some respects, but also at the same time getting some nice opportunities. Fuel with the advantage in shots right now at 6-4. Perlini fighting with Bly, ends up winning that battle and getting it out through neutral and down deep into the Fuel zone. Now the forecheck starts for the K's, and Perlini wins a wall battle. Continues to fight behind the net with McKenzie. Coming into the play is Severyn. Severyn wheeling on the backhand, gets it up to the point. Now Meurs is taken down on the far side by Matt White. 3-on-2. The Fuel end up winning that one, but quickly the Komets retain possession. That one hopped up over a stick, and it's Zarnik now at neutral trying to get something going. Gets it to his line mate, Goaltender. 4-on-2. Goaltender doesn't want any part of that and just flips it in. Weird Karam goes right out in front. Luckily, there were two Komets waiting there. Some sloppy play here early on, though, with passing especially. A little unsure of it, and a bad play by Will as he backhanded it right in to Matt Krug. Didn't realize his defenseman was right behind him. Now The puck goes off the skate of Eric Faille, and he's unable to retain possession. They give it right back over to the Fuel. No score here in the first period between these two, and it will be Will covering up. Another timeout on the ice. No score between the Komets and Fuel. You're watching my Komets on my TV.
We get our
Presented by Parkview Sports Medicine and airing exclusively on MyTV Fort Wayne.
Tommy Schegler with you from Indianapolis. No score in the first period between the Komets and the Fuel. Want to remind everybody the K's in the middle of 4 games away from the Coliseum. They return to Fort Wayne on Sunday, December 14th against Toledo. Game time is at 5 o'clock. That is the next time that you can see the K's in action in the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum. We are in the Indiana Farmers Coliseum. Centering feed, and that shot was blocked down. That was a great opportunity in the slot area by Christian Willett, but it was blocked down by a Fuel defenseman, never got through. Also a reminder, you are watching the home video feed here in the Coliseum down in Indianapolis, so you may see some of their announcers doing their broadcast. Just to point it out once again, good opportunity, sending one in was Kaylee Schrock, kind of whiffed on it. Did not get everything that he would have liked off of that pass. Schrocky now trying to motor it down in the corner. One-timer sent in, got all the way to Reichert from James Martin, but he's able to come away with the save. It deflects off in the corner, now behind the net, Schrocky. Back out to the point, Krug. Krug looks what he's got. That one deflected off a couple people in front, and it's still unclear where that ended up. Well, we got a whistle. I saw it deflect, and Reichert was looking for it. I don't know whether it got caught up into the sweater of one of the guys. I know Reichert was still looking for it. He may have gotten a glove on it. Nonetheless, no harm, no foul. We remain scoreless. 7:20 left to go here in the first period. 50-50 face-off, and Faille, with all that great speed that he has, runs it down in the corner. Embach, half wall. They begin the cycle game. Here's Faille. Faille looks in front. Embach tried to use his skate to get it out on his stick, was unable to do so, but Kay's still got it going on. This is Daniels. Back to Embach. Zydlowski, goal line extended, plays it off the wall. Faille wheels and fires kind of a slow knuckleballer that Reichert is able to reach out with and save with the glove. Another good shift by the Faille Zydlowski Embach line, though. They so far have definitely been the best. We got another timeout on the ice. You're watching my Komets on my TV. Parkview Sports Medicine bringing you this broadcast tonight of Komets hockey on the road. Part of our 18-game road schedule. Tommy Schegler with you, everybody. Centering feed. Cullen able to intercept that pass. Reaching up was Duco. And we get a whistle. Mention Parkview Sports Medicine. Whether you're looking for an elite performance training program or a comprehensive fitness program, Parkview Sports Medicine has what you need, no doubt about that. Just give them a call, 260-266-4007. All right, another face-off in the Fuel zone. See if they can get something going. The Faille line is out there. Check that. That's Thomas Frazee, not Faille. So it's Willett, Frazee, and Nathan Condon. And fighting for it on the near side. One-timer sent in. Got deflected before it ever made it through. Frazee comes out with it. Doesn't have numbers. Wrister sent in. Reichert gloves it and holds on. Hope you are enjoying tonight's broadcast. And don't forget, Comet fans, you can catch all the action with My Komets on My TV at the official Watch Zone, the Tilted Kilt in Jefferson Point. Stop by the Kilt for all of your Comet road game broadcasts for your chance to win a pair of tickets to a future Comet home game. Receive 15% off discounts on game days. That's the Tilted Kilt in Jefferson Point, the official Watch Zone for all broadcasts of My Komets on My TV. Tommy Schegler here with you. We are in a scoreless first period, approaching 5 minutes left to go. This is going to be an icing, and we'll come down to the other side. Talking to Gary Graham before the game tonight, he said last night's game, a 3-2 win in a shootout for the K's. Didn't have a ton of offensive chances in that game. Wasn't their best offensive game overall, he said. But at the same time, really didn't give too much up to the Cyclones either. So K's continue to play some good defense here so far tonight. Whipping it from the dot area was Garrett Meurs. Reichert had a little bit of trouble with that one as he kind of had to stand up halfway to even get to that one. It probably would have gone over the crossbar. Will comes out and plays one with the backhand again. Just in the early portions of seeing what his style is, definitely does not mind coming out of the crease to play a puck. Meurs loses an edge, and we got a penalty coming up. Going to be a first power play opportunity. That one is going to go against Gotovets, Kirill Gotovets. Perhaps going to be a trip. Oh, might even be a boarding now that I look at the replay. Yep, boarding is the call. All right, so the Komets with their first power play. Now, this was something that I did talk to Gary Graham extensively about today. Basically told me the power play has got to get better. So we'll see how the K's do. It's been a point of emphasis. It's Willett, Faille, Embach out there right now, along with Daniels and Zydlowski. Zydlowski walking in. Rister sent in wide. Goes off the boards and then is flipped up into the stands. And that one is going to result in another penalty because it wasn't deflected. So the defenseman flipped it up into the stands from his own zone. And so now the K's will have a 5-on-3 situation. Their best opportunity so far tonight, no doubt about that. This would be a great way to get that power play going. Faille won the faceoff cleanly, and now the K's set up shop. Embach back to Martin. One-timer thought about by Zydlowski, sends it back to Martin. Now he lets go on the one-timer, and he scores! Sean Zydlowski on a laser off his stick, gets it just under the crossbar, and the Komets have a power play goal and a 1-0 lead. It was a nice feed from Martin. Zydlowski thought about it the first time. And then after the one-touch pass, back over to Zydlowski. Zyd let it fly and beats Cody Reichert. Komets still on the power play for another minute and 35 seconds. Martin comes out from behind his goal. Gets to Perlini, now to Matt Krug. Played off the board. Meurs gives chase. Reichert wisely plays it and able to clear are the Fuel. So here's James Martin. Over to Krug, who backhands it. catches the ref and doesn't quite get in. And now the Fuel have another opportunity to get it down the ice. Embach comes off of the bench, is able to intercept it. Here's Daniels. Over to Embach with speed, coming up the left side. It's poked away and then cleared down. 33 seconds left on the power play. Komets score on a 5-on-3. ESzydlowski moments ago looking to build on that, get another power play goal. Covering up is Reichert, and we'll get a face-off. ESzydlowski just building upon what's been an already great start to the season. That was his 10th goal of the year, 21st point. He was tied for 18th in the league in the points race coming into tonight. He just built on that a bit. Here's Condon, sends it off the back wall. Schrocki lost it momentarily, gets it back to Condon. Schrocki drifting in front while Condon had it. Back up to the point. Power play getting ready to end, and we're back to full strength. Deflected in front by Frazee. And the Fuel are able to get it out to center. Gotevet's fresh out of the box moments ago. Fox over to Hall. Schrocki misses on a check attempt on the far side. Bembridge tried to send it in, comes right back out, and a whistle. That'll come back into the K zone. 2 minutes left to go, first period. Komets up 1-0 on a ESzydlowski power play goal. A very pretty goal at that. Don't forget, coming up at your first intermission, got a special treat for you. Nice little glove save there as it was deflected in front, and Will had to reach out and grab it with the glove. Probably his best save of the night so far. We always have portions of Sound Off with the Komets to share with you during the intermission. Tonight, did something a little bit different as the K's turn it over in their zone, unable to get through the forecheck. Still unable to get it out. Deep in the zone now is Zarnik. He's taken off the play by Martin. Krug turns it over again. This is a long time in the K zone. The Fuel maintaining possession. Brisebois sends one in, knocked down in front, and the K's finally clear. Krug sends it all the way down to the other side. Meurs with those good wheels runs it down and finds Daniels. Daniels over to 5, backhands it deflected here to the near side. He tries to squeeze off the wall, and Embach lays a nice hit on Cullen at the retreat back to center. This Embach, Zydlowski, and Faille line have played fantastic, not only the whole season, but especially tonight here in the first period. They have looked a step quicker than every other line for either team. And we're going to have a delayed penalty, maybe a slash coming up, I believe. We've got a slash on the K's. That's going to be on Drew Daniels. So for the last 55 seconds of this first period, the Fuel will go on the power play. Anyways, at the intermission portions of Sound Off with the Komets, but something a little bit different. I put it together a compilation of all the different Gary diagram segments that we've done over the first month and a half, 2 months of the season. So be looking for that here during the first intermission and second intermission. Gary breaking down some of the systems and X's and O's that the K's are trying to accomplish out there. Right now, he wants to see them accomplish a good penalty kill. Weird carom off the wall. Puck squirted out in front. All right, here are the Fuel. Matt White going to wind and fire. Trying to cut it off behind the net was Will. unable to get out there that quickly, though. Cody Soul is able to take care of his man, and the K's are able to get it out to neutral. 20 seconds left to go here in the first period. That one is deflected at the blue line. Faille giving chase to Brisebois. And here's White. White leaves it for Bembridge. And then to Chelios. Back to Bembridge. He comes around, wheels in front. Will the save. Still loose in front. Another save, Will. And the K's are able to clear. Great job by the young goaltender to cut off the short side post on a couple nice chances right before the buzzer here at the end of the first period. And we get through the final 20, or the first 20, I should say, with a 1-0 lead for the Komets as we head to the first intermission. We're going to take a break, talk about the first intermission when we come back. You're watching My Komets on My TV.
Komets Hockey.
Welcome back inside the Indiana Farmers Coliseum. Tommy Schegler with you here on a Saturday night. We saw the Komets go up 1-0 in the first period. Hopefully they will be able to build upon that lead as we get ready to start the second. Shots on goal in favor of Indy after 20 minutes, 9-8. Both teams got 2 shots at the power play. K's cashing on one of those on the 5-on-3. ESzydlowski, the lone goal of the game. That is where we sit. Roman Will making his debut in a Komets sweater in between the pipes for the Komets, just sent down by Lake Erie. Pretty good first 20 minutes. Couple moments of iffiness, but I guess that's to be expected for a young guy making his debut. Anytime you can make it through the first period, see 9 shots, and stop all 9 of them, I would say that grades out at least an A, if not an A+. We are underway here in the second. Fuel control the opening faceoff, and now go to work, try to get through that 1-1-3 defense of the K's. Check that, actually. Memory should have served correctly. The K's are on the penalty kill. That carries over from the first period. My fault. Still 38 seconds left on that penalty at the end of the first period. Fuel trying to get something going on this fresh sheet. So far they've been unable to do so. Komets' Cody Soul's got a 2-on-1 situation with Eric Faille. Lets one go. Reichert fights it off and covers up, but a good shorthanded opportunity for the Komets, and a Fuel player is hurting down in here in the near side corner. That's Brunito, went down awkwardly after that shot on Reichert. Appears to be up and okay, shakes it off, gets to the bench quickly, however. 15 seconds left on that power play that we were talking about. So far, the Komets have had the best scoring opportunity of this power play. That one won on the second attempt by the Fuel. This is Rhett Bly. Bly leaving it for Wilson, who sends it wide of the net. Chopping it back in is McKenzie. Wilson tries to track it back down. And we got a whistle. I believe the net came off its moorings momentarily away from the play. So we're going to get a face-off out here. Line changes for both teams. We are back at full strength, so the K's have killed off the penalty. And that one is won by Thomas Frazee. Whips it around, turnover behind the net. Condon takes it away. Condon's got speed, going up the right side, working on Hall, and Reichert reaches out and covers up. Couple of extra words after the whistle. Frazee involved with the captain for the Fuel, Mike Duco. So we'll get a face-off here in the fuel zone. Frazee, Condon, Ouellette, joined by Barteau and Soul, the defensive pairing. That face-off won by the K's. Coming in on the goal line was Condon, taken away at the last minute. Nice little poke check by the Fuel. Big hit by Barteau. And here's Ouellette. Ouellette has it taken away from him from behind by Masser. Here's Ducaux. Ducaux back to Masser, who tries to center it, and we get an offsides. That was a favorable whistle for the Komets, as the Fuel definitely had speed headed into the zone. Parkview Sports Medicine, the great title sponsor of our broadcasts here on MyTV Fort Wayne. Parkview Athletic Rehab is redefining sports performance and injury prevention through biomechanical assessments. To learn more or to schedule an appointment, just call Parkview Sports Medicine, 260-266-4007. I want to thank them for their support of our broadcasts here on MyTV Fort Wayne. Tommy Schegler with you. That one deflects off of a skate back right in front of Cody Reichert. Here come the K's again. Meurs, nice little pass to Severyn, who sends it in, goes off the stick of Reichert and up into the mesh. Wholesale line changes for both teams. The Eric Faille, Sean Zydlowski, Mike Embach line back out for the K's. They were fantastic in the first period. See if they can carry it over to the second. When you look at the numbers put up by this line, both Embach and Faille with 18 points, 21 points now for Sean Zydlowski after the goal in the first period. So it's a formidable line. Dangerous every time they go out there. And they get the turnover here. Faille lets one fly. It is deflected down in front. Nice little play by Zarnik. And now coming back the other way is Gotovec. Zarnik has it back. Working around Daniels. Does so. Gets it down into the corner. Daniels recovers and takes it away. They work it up the boards. And that's Franzen. Gotovec centers. And jumps right off the skate of Franzen as he was letting it fly. Gotovec can't swipe it out of the air. Centering feed in front. Nice save, Will. Big save, and his helmet came off and everything. As flying into him after the play was over. And that was a push right at the net by Kirill Gotovec. But definitely the biggest save so far of this game for Roman Will. Patrick Cullen staring down Thomas Franzen on the face-off. Cullen wins that battle, sending it deep is Fox. Will comes out to play it, whips it around the boards. Dahl sends one in. A lot of traffic in front, knocked down, still loose in the slot area, and getting a stick on it finally and getting it out was Thomas Franzen, or Frazee, I should say. Ducaux works around a defender, centers it. It's knocked back into the corner by Frazee. Backdoor cuts. No look pass. A nice one there by Masser, trying to get it to Ducaux, but couldn't quite complete the pass. Cullen now. Soul, nice little poke check, and then run into on the save was Will. Cody Soul, nice play to make sure that that shot didn't come off cleanly off of the stick of Patrick Cullen. Shots on goal completely even, 10-10. Perlini loses that face-off. It's chopped in. High slot, wheeling around into the corner. Zarnik. Zarnik backhands. Now behind the net, centering it in front, and no one home. It goes all the way out into the fuel zone. Recovering it there and setting things back up is Adam McKenzie. He'll send one over to Brisebois. Chelios chips that one in deep. Matt Krug is there. Makes the nice pass to Garrett Meurs. Meurs works around the forecheck. Now through neutral. Winds, fires, and scores! Garrett Meurs on a big slap shot is able to beat Cody Reichert. And it's 2-0 Komets. What a play by Garrett Meurs, fresh back into the lineup for the K's. He took it in his own zone, worked around the forecheck through the neutral zone, and then let it fly as he was coming in to the fuel zone. And suddenly, it is 2-2. That is Meurs' 5th goal. In limited action, really, taken down, and that's going to be a penalty, no doubt, on Kirill Gotovets. He will go to the box, I believe. Actually, they're calling offsides. Man, it really seemed like Gotovets got all over the back of Eric Faille and just took him down. That's a missed call there. The Fuel get a real break as Kirill Gotovets just got away with tackling Eric Faille in the middle of the ice right in front of the ref. But nonetheless, it's 2-0 Komets after the Garrett Meurs score. A big blast that beat the former Comet Cody Reichert. For Meurs, he's mentioning his 5th goal, now his 7th point. Deflected off of a body, and the K's come away with it. Frazee has it go off his leg, a shot from the captain, Kaylee Schrock. Schrocky, the 10th forward tonight. Duco sends one in, misses everything off the back wall. Back one in again is Breezeball. And we got a big fight going here. This is Kaylee Schrock trying to get the number. A big tilt between Kaylee Schrock and still trying to get the number of the Fuel player. It looks like it's Clark Wilson. Wilson may have gotten the better of that one. So Wilson trying to get his team fired up and get them back into this game after they fall down 2-0. He does so by picking a fight with the captain, Kaylee Schrock. Both those guys will now head to the box. We'll get back to it. All right, so back to live action now. And we got a whistle away from the play. It's going to be a call, maybe a hold? No, high sticking looks like. And it's going to go against the Fuel. Duco. They were all the way off on the other side of the ice. So high sticking 2-minute minor for the captain, Mike Duco. Now the K's are on the power play. That was all the way on the opposite side of the ice, so hard to see exactly what the captain for the Fuel did. But the referee, Mike Sheehan, was on top of it. And here we go the other way. Zydlowski carries it through center, sends it in as Willett. All the way around the boards. Zydlowski now behind the goal. Embach fighting with a couple of Fuel defenders. Good action here. And here's Daniels to Zydlowski at the point. Willett walking in. Nice little pass. Backhand Embach. And nice save by Reichert, but the K's keep it in. Zydlowski over to Willett. Willett will let it fly. It goes wide. Zydlowski right back with it, though. Over to Faille. Embach can't handle the pass. Luckily, Daniels is there. Winding and firing is Zydlowski, but Zarnik deflects that down and is able to clear. Still 40 seconds left on the power play for the Komets. Running it down in the corner is Cullen. He wheels and sends it right back down to Roman Will. James Martin will pick it up, and here we go. Stalked by Gotovets. Severyn. Perlini sends it in, and covering is Reichert. And Reichert did not have possession of it. Meurs not liking that. Telling the referee, Mike Sheehan, Reichert didn't have possession of it. Did not have the glove over top of it. Did not want that whistle there. Face off here in the Fuel zone. Meurs is out there looking for his second goal on the night. Perlini loses the face-off to Bly, and the Fuel are able to cover. That goes off the skate of White, so he just shovels it along the boards down in deep. Nobody home on the backhand play from Will. And we are back to full strength as Duco comes out of the box. Here's Meurs. Meurs using that speed. Wheeling around to behind the net. Whip around shot goes off the netting by Severyn. Severyn back with it. Severyn behind the net, now Meurs. Meurs working on a fender up to the point, now whipping it around on the reversal. Krug sends one in front, goes just through the crease and into the corner. Good flip. Here's C.J. Severyn and offsides. Thought they kept that one in. Timeout on the ice. Komets up 2-0. You're watching my Komets on my TV.
And airing exclusively on my TV Fort Wayne.
Don't forget, fans, every Monday night we're going to bring you another edition of Sound Off with the Komets at the Sport One Parkview Ice House. Defenseman Cody Soul going to be our guest this coming Monday night. Join us live in the Thirsty Penguin. As a member of the live audience, we'll have the opportunity to enter to win an autographed team jersey. Of course, if you can't join us in person, you can always tune in on your home for the Komets 21 Alive, 7:30 on Monday night. Tommy Schegler with you. 2-0 Komets. Thomas Frazee working on a defender and scores! What a pretty goal by Thomas Frazee as he went through his legs, came back around, and then went top shelf over Cody Reichert, and all of a sudden it's 3-0. That is highlight reel material, no doubt about that. Weird angled shot by the time Frazee let it go, but he's able to just get it under the crossbar in the corner, and it's 3-0. Komets now in full control. Here's an opportunity by Faille. Faille with odd man rush, winding and firing and fighting it off, just getting a little piece of it is Reichert to get it go high. And you can start to hear some of the Komet faithful who have made their way down here to the Indiana Farmers Coliseum. Given the old he shoots, he scores at the end of the PA's announcement of the Frazee goal. Komets looking to go 5-0. Bly, nice save by Roman, rebound in front, and it goes off into the corner. Turnover by the K's right in front of Roman Will, and the youngster once again comes up with a nice save. He's looked good in his debut here so far. Stopped all 11 shots that he's seen. Here's Goaltender, deflected by Matt Krug and off into the corner. And then covering up is Will. Two to nothing. Check that. 3-0 Komets. We are midway through the second period. Watching my Komets on my TV.
Exclusively on My TV Fort Wayne.
Back at Indianapolis, second period going on. CJ Severyn, Cody Reichert with the save for the Fuel, and now Indy looks to break out. Turnover in the neutral zone. Here's Perlini. Perlini wheeling. Letting it go, and a big save. Actually, I think that actually went over top of Cody Reichert. Ended up on the back wall, just sailed high. Chelios working around a defender. Tommy Schegler with you, Parkview Sports Medicine, the proud sponsor of Comet Hockey here on my TV. Are you a competitive athlete who wants to successfully perform at ever-increasing levels of competition? Just call Parkview Sports Medicine 260-266-4007 to learn more about their performance training programs. Been doing it for about a year with the guys at AWP. I can tell you, feel better than I have in years. Definitely works, and those guys definitely know what they're doing. Whistle down here on the near side, offside Fuel. Goals by ESzydlowski in the first period, and then Garrett Meurs and Thomas Frazee in the second have the Komets up 3-0 here in Indianapolis, looking to extend their league best record to 16-4. Not a bad deal. 16-4. 20 games into this thing. Definitely would have taken that. If you had told Komet fans before the season that's where they would be sitting. That one jumped over the stick of ESzydlowski and allowed Fox to get a nice shot in on Will. Now coming in is Hall. That never got through traffic. Losing an edge was Bly, and that kind of messed up the cycle for the Fuel. Some physical play down here in the near corner by Matt White. Leads to Hall breaking out. Centering feed inside. Nice save, Will. He went down and even lost a stick, and there's going to be a delayed penalty on the Fuel because of the contact made to Roman Will. He looks a little shaken up on that one. Hole was burning down the left side. He had a man coming right down the pipe. And it was Kirill Goaltender. He will head to the box, and the Komets will have another power play situation. Even with the contact, Will is able to make that save. Goaltender interference as Krug lets one fly. That goes off the crossbar and is still loose in front. CJ Severyn maintains possession. Gets it back up to the point to Martin. Half wall to Severyn. Severyn centering feed. Now Krug back door. He sends one in that goes wide. Martin tries to track it down and does save it from going out. Back to Severyn. Here's Sevy. Sevy to the dot. Poked away into the corner by Frazee. And then coming away with it is Cullen. Cullen will send it all the way down behind the net of the Komets. Here's Meurs. Meurs taken off the play by two defenders. That one goes off of the glass and out of play. So we'll get a face-off. Still minute and 12 left on the power play for the Komets. Get the feeling that another goal here by the K's, if it already hasn't happened, would completely be a backbreaker for the Fuel. Plus, it would just be nice to get the power play going a little bit for the K's. That one is cleared down again. Embach cross ice. Willett. Back up top to Daniels. Zydlowski now. Saucers it over to Daniels, who sends one in. Reichert squeezing and saving. K's looking to complete a perfect 2-0 weekend. Talking to the guys this week, and this was one of those weekends that you really had to focus if you're the Komet player. I mean, you've had all kinds of success. First place, best record in the league overall. You're facing off against two teams in back-to-back nights on the road that are in the lower part of your division. They're still division games. Very important to win those division games, but also at the same time very easy to maybe come in with a little bit of overconfidence, seeing that the teams that you're playing have been struggling. But they're able to buckle down and get a win in a shootout last night, and then they've come out in the first near 2 periods of this one and really dominated the play. Here's Meurs centering to Condon. Check that, Frazee. That one goes all the way up in the air, glove down by Meurs. Meurs working in the corner, gets it out, but Bembridge was there, and we're back to full strength. Wheeling and firing, that shot knocked down from Gotovets. McKenzie passing over, sent one in, glove save, Roman Will. Timeout on the ice. The K's unable to capitalize on the power play, but still up 3-0 here in the second period from the Indiana Farmers Coliseum. You're watching My Komets on My TV.
What?
Back to live action. The Fuel with it behind the K's cage. Daniels taking Duco off the play. Masser able to come in there and retain possession as the cycling game begins for the Fuel. Able to break that up are the Komets. And now still looking to get it out of the zone through the forecheck of the Fuel. Zydlowski. Martin keeps it in. Weird bounce off the boards. Coming away with it is Hull. Hull plays it off the boards, down in, deep into the K zone. Playing it behind the net is Krug. Krug is stalked by Chelios. Wheeling around the double team is Martin. McKay's getting into the zone, but then quickly turn it over. Krug in a battle with Bembridge. Big hit near side corner. All the air kind of taken out of the building as Bembridge attempts the wraparound. Here come the K's. Sevy. Centering feed and a score! Garrett Meurs off the saucer centering feed from C.J. Severyn gets a stick on it and beats Reichert. His second goal of the night. And sixth of the season, really sixth in the last, let's say 13 days or so. And that was another highlight reel one. The last two by the Komets, Thomas Frazee and Garrett Meurs, very pretty goals. Third goal of this second period for the K's, and they have taken complete control of this one. Looking for more with just under 3 minutes to go. Tommy Schegler with you. Want to share with you. Hope you're enjoying this game on MyTV Fort Wayne tonight. We got another one coming your way. Next Saturday night, the K's going to head to Evansville, take on the Icemen. Ken Horman will be on the call. Loose in front, poked away to the corner. Still with it. Indy, weird angle shot in front. Deflects off of Will. And here's White. White working on a defender. Taken away is Willett. Willett can't quite clear. And we got a high stick, played with a high stick. So it's going to come out of the zone. But next Saturday night here on MyTV Fort Wayne, K's in Evansville to take on the Icemen. Ken Horman will be on the call for that game. 8:15 is the start time. My comments on MyTV brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine. As always, hope you not only have enjoyed this one so far tonight, but that you'll join us next Saturday night as well. Zydlowski spinning away from a defender, tried to center it to Embach. Nice poke away by Duco to get it out of the zone. K's right back in, though. There's Joey Leach taking Cullen off the play. Embach hip checked. That one bounces dead off the near side corner. Joey Leach pounds it into that corner and deflects it off to neutral. Faille, nice pass over to Zydlowski, but taking it away and coming the other way is Franzen. Franzen works through a check. Zarnik had it momentarily, but comes out to Zydlowski. They'll retreat back now. Get it out to C.J. Severyn. Severyn with a head up, but Zarnik is able to take him off the play. Gotovets now has it left side. Looking to center, does so. Trying to get it up and over the pad of Will was Masters. Zarnik still with it. Sends in a wrister that deflects up and out of play. Under a minute to go here in the second period. Komets up 4-0 on a Saturday night. Looking to improve to 5-0 against this expansion squad down in Indianapolis. Dean Willett comes away with it, gets it out of the zone, now gets it back. He's got speed up the left side. That one went wide of the cage. Soul ends up with it here on the near side. He sends one in. It's deflected up into the air, the half wall up top. That one lobbed out to neutral, went off the back of Matt White, ended up in the K's possession. That one jumps off the stick of Nathan Condon. Sending it in is Willett. Condon back with it now. He loses an edge, and White will come away for the fuel. Plays it off the wall and out of the zone. And that will bring an end to the second period. But a fantastic period it was for the Komets. They get 3 goals in the second 20 and now lead it 4-0. You're watching My Komets on MyTV. PSM, our fantastic title sponsor of Komet Hockey here on MyTV Fort Wayne. And we have a 4-0 game headed to the third period. The Komets have dominated the Indy Fuel so far, especially in that second period with 2 The Buckeyes leading it over Wisconsin as they try to make their bid right now to get into that playoff. And the 4 seed right now, Florida State, they are playing as we speak as well in the ACC championship. And that one is tied up at 21 apiece with Georgia Tech. The Yellow Jackets coming off that win over Georgia. Baylor right now up on Kansas State. That's another team that's trying to get in to the Final Four. Earlier today, TCU all over Iowa State. That was a big game for the Horned Frogs. Alabama was able to take care of Missouri. They'll be in to the playoff. No doubt Oregon also will be in after their win last night. Third period underway, and that is your college football updates. Centering feed and whiffed on it in front was Zarnik. He had Will beat. Back come the K's the other way. Perlini's shot goes wide. Guys flying on this fresh sheet of ice. That one ricochets out the center. Meurs helps it along. Deep into the zone. Duco backhands it off of the wall. K's intercept and will attempt to head the other way, but Cullen pokes it away from Willett. He's able to regain possession, shovel it along. Early portions of the third period, Komets with a 4-0 lead. Duco, shot goes wide, comes out off the backboard, and covering up is Roman Will. Taking a look around the league right now, it is a full night in the ECHL. Third period, Toledo all over Elmira, 6-2. The Walleye continue to look strong. Cincinnati is up on Kalamazoo 1-0 at the end of 2. Those are some of the games from within the Komets division. That shot goes wide off of the back wall. Zydlowski trying to get it out, unable to do. Eric Faille sidesteps a defender. Embach chips it in. Gets it out to Zydlowski. To the point to Daniels. Had trouble with it, so he's going to try to send it back in. Glove down by White. Now out of the zone. Here come the Fuel. Far corner. Bly sends one in. The Fuel will get a change. That one comes all the way around. Out to Brunito. Brunito fends off a defender. Fuel end up, get it to neutral. Send it in deep, coming around the boards to the far side. Here's Meurs. Meurs 1-on-2, but at this point, he's got to have so much confidence. He's just going to take on anything. Brunito working in the corner. Trying to take it away. Keeping his legs moving is C.J. Severyn. Here's Gotovets. Gotovets taken down, and Matt Krug's going to get called for a trip. So a power play situation coming up for the Fuel. You're the Komets, got to make sure you don't give the Fuel any reason to think that they have a chance in this one. Hope you're enjoying tonight's broadcast. Hope you're watching this game over at the Tilted Kilt, the official watch zone of our MyTV broadcast. One-timer sent in, bounced off the back wall, still loose in front. Will has no idea where it is. Ends up under his blocker. Shutout continues to be intact. Tilted Kilt is the official watch zone of the K's for MyTV broadcasts. It's out at Jefferson Point. Stop by the Kilts for all the Komet Road Game broadcast. Chance to win a pair of tickets to a future Komet home game. Also receive 15% discounts on game days. It's the Tilted Kilt out at Jefferson Point, the official watch zone of my Komets on my TV. That one sent in front, deflected out into the corner. Another shot sent in, never made it through, squirts out to the corner. Kay's got a clear here. It's been too good of an effort by Roman Will to allow a goal at this point. Everybody would love to see a shutout for the youngster. Here's Duco. Duco behind the net, poked away momentarily by Sol. Brisebois, far side to Chelios. Crowd wanted him to pull the trigger. Centering feed deflects out into the corner. Frazee fights on the wall, still can't get it out. Chelios to Hull, back to Chelios. He works in the goal line, tries to poke it in front. Knocking it down out of the air was Bly. Play continues. Hull had it jump off his stick, bouncing. Back to full strength, working through the forecheck. This is Matt Krug. Krug fresh out of the box, sends one in. Kays will get a change. Good penalty kill by the Kays. They do get out of it, although it was probably a better power play effort by the Fuel overall. A number of good chances. Bly gloves it, and here come the Fuel. 2-on-3. Weak side. Slap shot on the way by Gotovets goes wide. And then run was Will. Masser has a couple words with Ian Bartow from the Kays. That is the second time that the net has come off the moorings in the last couple minutes. And probably the third or fourth time that Roman Will has been run. A lot of composure shown, though, by the youngster. Got to be impressed with what you've seen. Making his debut in a new league. Thrown into the fire, and so far, definitely stood up to the test. No doubt about it. Face off in their zone. Kay's got to win these. Gets up under Chelios, who had fallen to the ground. Spinning shot and a nice save by Will. And once again, the net has come off of that mooring. There's got to be something wrong with that thing at this point. Some frustration starting to be shown, not only by the netminder for the Kays, but also by the crowd. They will work to try to fix it. That is linesman Jesse Plash working on it, along with the referee tonight, Mike Sheehan. They're going to need to get some help from the crew. Looks like the tools they need are in the far side corner. Well, while they're working this out, let's go ahead and take a break here. We will step away. Komets up 4-0. You're watching my Komets on my TV. Back to live action. They've got the goal situation worked out. And we are back at it. Kays win the face-off, get it out of the zone. Tommy Schegler with you here on a Saturday night. Hope you've enjoyed things so far. I know the Komets are enjoying things. Up 4-0 in this one. Trying to get through the last 13 and change, get out of here. Finish their second straight week of a perfect record. This is the second of 4 straight away from the Coliseum. They have 2 in Evansville next weekend, Friday, Saturday, for returning home. for that game on Sunday the 14th against Toledo. That game is at 5 o'clock. Contact Coliseum box office to get your tickets. 5 o'clock, December 14th. Kays will battle the Walleye of Toledo, a team that they have struggled with so far. The only team you can say that they have struggled with so far. Eric Faille sends one in, rolling puck, and Reichert holds on. ESzydlowski, Embach back out there. That one won by Matt White of the Fuel. And Indy looks to break out. Goaltender across the blue line, gives it to White. Deflected down by Daniels. Goaltender working on Daniels behind the cage. Leach almost left his man in front. Goaltender backhand save. Rebound was in front, but Faille is able to clear. "17 shots on goal for Indy. Roman Will, the new goaltender for the Kays, has stopped all of them. McKenzie moving his feet. That one deflected in front by Goaltender. Embach is there to clear. Goaltender says hello on the boards after Embach was able to get rid of that. Chelios wheeling into the zone. Rebound out in front off of that wrister. That was a fat rebound, but nobody there for the Fuel. There's one thing that you would say that is somewhat alarming about what you've seen from Roman Will is that there have been a lot of rebounds put out there that, thankfully for the Kays, the D-men have been able to kind of clean up home plate, make sure that no one's there to knock those things home. Backdoor cut, and in front and scoring, and actually it's going to be waved off by Mike Sheehan because the goal had come off its moorings once again. There's no doubt about it, it had come off before the goal went in. It was a beautiful backdoor pass and then a centering feed in front, but waved off. Everybody in the whole building is looking up at the big board, trying to take a look at the replay. Garrett Bembridge was there in front. They're looking it over. Official word still yet to come. Bembridge has already given high fives on the bench as if to say this thing's going to be a goal, and it is. They've just given Garrett Bembridge the goal. The shutout no longer secured for Roman Will. They're still working with some of the tools down here, trying to get that net to hold on a little bit better than it has over the first 9 minutes of this period. If you're being completely fair, it was a beautiful play by the Fuel. Garrett Bembridge was camped out in front, ready to knock it home. It was fortunate for the Kays that it came off the mooring, but probably that is the right call. And so it's 4-1 now. Turnover in the Indy zone. Willett tries to take advantage. Leaves it for Frazee, and his shot is blockered into the corner by Reichert. All right, one's not a big deal. We don't want to get two. Crowd wanted a call there. Won't happen. K's getting through the forecheck. Bartos sending it in. That one jumped over the stick of Cullen. Check that Bly. Faille on the other end tries to slip a defender. Fox takes it away. Faille is just so fast. Have to think that he is far and away leading things in the Rookie of the Year category for the team. May even be in the conversation for the league at this point. A lob out the center by the Fuel. Joey Leach will set things back up for the K's. His pass intercepted by Bembridge at center. Right up the middle. Breezeball, now K's the other way. Embach over to Faille, he shoots and scores. And that sends many here in the Indiana Farmers Coliseum towards the gate, as there was that brief moment of thinking that the Fuel had a chance to get back in this, and Eric Faille closes the door on that with a quick wrister that beats the former Comet Cody Reichert. Just as we were talking about how great Faille has been, he gets a great pass on an odd man rush from Mike Embach, and then is able to cash on his 8th goal of the season. Matt Krug plays it behind the net. Tried it one way, didn't work, comes back the other. Perlini as the K's fight through the forecheck. Meurs will give chase.
Goal is 8th of the season, scored by number 72, Eric Faille. Assisted by number 15, Mike Embach.
Fighting with it in the corner, Meurs.
8th goal of the season for Eric Faille.
Along with CJ Severyn. Up against 3 different Fuel players. Krug saves it from getting out. Perlini with it. Perlini over to Severyn in the corner. Severyn carries it in. Goal line extended now to the half wall. One-timer sent in by Martin, goes wide of everything. Duco will head back with it, chips it into the zone, and that is going to be an icing. Eight minutes, 23 seconds left to go in this one. Parkview Sports Medicine bringing you Comet Hockey here on MyTV Fort Wayne. Whether you're looking for an elite performance training program or a comprehensive fitness program, Parkview Sports Medicine has what you need. Just give them a call, 260-266-4007. And we got another ice coming down. We mentioned the next home game for the K's, which is next Sunday. Well, the night before that, next Saturday night, the K's going to have the second of back-to-back nights in Evansville, taking on the Icemen. Ken Horman going to make the trip down there. He will have the call for you right here on MyTV Fort Wayne. Game time is at 8:15. My Comments on MyTV brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine. As we continue along with our 18-game road schedule, exactly half of the Comet road games that we're bringing you here on MyTV Fort Wayne. Hope you've enjoyed it so far. I know we are having a blast bringing it to you. That one was loose in front. Comets were able to poke it out of there. We are under 8 minutes to go now. Matt White sends one in, deflected by Cody Soul, up and out of play. Timeout on the ice. You're watching My Comets on MyTV.
Exclusively on MyTV Fort Wayne.
Welcome back inside the Indiana Farmers Coliseum. Tommy Schegler with you. Komets up 5-1 in this game. In full control. Really has gotten quiet here in the last couple minutes after that brief little period where it looked like the Fuel might have something going. And that's just one of those things that you just love as a visiting team, when you can make the other team's barn sound like it's a practice. That's when you know you've come in and done your job. Severyn in front. Reichert save. Oh, C.J. Severyn did a great job of picking the pocket and then sent the quick snapshot in on Cody Reichert, who stood up tall that time. Got another timeout on the ice. You're watching my Komets on my TV.
New Sports Medicine and airing exclusively on MyTV Fort Wayne.
Glove save by Roman Will off the slap shot offering from Nick Brunito. You got to be honest, if you're Gary Graham right now, you just want to get out of this game healthy, get done with this thing. You got it in hand. Finish up another week. They went 3-0 last week, 2-0 this week. Boys are on a roll. They will extend their record, barring an absolute catastrophic breakdown in the last 6 minutes of this thing, to 16-4 through 20 games. Reichert covering up off the bounce from the boards. Earlier tonight mentioned, got another edition of Sound Off coming your way on Monday out at the Sport One Parkview Ice House. Defenseman Cody Soul. We're on kind of a run of defensemen right now. We had Matt Krug on, James Martin. Now Cody Soul will be our guest. Join us live in the Thirsty Penguin. Members of the live audience have the opportunity every Monday night to enter to win an autographed team jersey at the end of the season. The way that works, put your name in a bucket. We've been collecting the sheets all year long. More times you attend throughout the year, the more time your name goes in the bucket, and thus your chances increase when we pull out the winner at the end of the year and give that thing away. Sloppy play in front of the K's goal. Willett comes out with it. He doesn't have numbers. Now a 2-on-3 situation for the Fuel. They're unable to do anything with it. Shutting it down, James Martin, Cody Soul. Nice play there by Eric Faille to get a stick in the way of Matt White, who was in a good position to wind and fire. Still loose in front. Poked away, and the K's will finally get it out of there. Martin put on the brakes, left it for Embach. Embach over to Faille, to Embach in front, who tipped it up and over the cage off the glass. Nice little play, that time by the Komets for sure. Krug steps into a pass, intercepts it, playing it off the board is Joey Leach. Under 5 to go now. And here comes Duco, gets around Severyn. Fakes the shot, works it around Krug. Now back around, wraparound attempt. Wasn't able to get the blade to finish that one as it rolled off the front of the stick. They still have it deep. Duco tries to center. Shot goes wide. That one from McKenzie. Still keep it in, deflected in front, save Will, and another save, bounces out, still in the zone, sending it in again, still loose in front, rebounding. Krug tries to shovel it out of there, and the K's are able to clear. A flurry of activity in front of Roman Will, some of which got to him, some of which didn't, but another nice couple saves by the youngster. Condon shovels one in front that's deflected right back to him. Approaching the 3-minute mark now. 5-1. Tommy Schegler with you down here in Indianapolis. Witnessed a good one here for the Komets. Chance for numbers right now again. Willett to Frazee. Frazee off the post. Almost had his second goal of the game. Daniels at the point. That one's knocked down by Bly. He comes away with it. Outlet goes off the stick of White into Cody Soul, who retreats back, passes over to Daniels. Daniels goes to the corner with it. Faille with it behind the net. Tried to center. Knocked down by Gotovets. Now with it is Willett for the Komets. Willett sends it along the boards to Embach. Embach fights on the wall. Now it's Krug. Krug trying to run it down in the slot. And the Komets retain possession. They just work back with it. Over to Krug. Krug, nice pass to Zydlowski. Zydlowski tried to center, knocked down by Fox. Fox comes away with it, but then turns it over. Gotovets, though, is able to corral. He snaps one to Zarnik. Zarnik, centering feed to Zarnik, and that one tips over the crossbar. They had Will beat on that one. And there's Zydlowski tipping it in. Reichert comes out and plays it. 1:30 to go in the game. Up and down action in these last couple minutes. Here's Daniels. Daniels flips it in. Goes off the back wall. Perlini gives chase. Zydlowski knocks it out of the air. Daniels gloves it to keep it in. Unable to do so because here comes Cullen. Cullen's got the defender beat, but Daniels recovers well. Final minute. Chelios working with Cullen in the corner. It comes out to Zydlowski. Zydlowski, nice pass to Severyn, jumps over his stick. Fuel trying to catch the K's in a change. Shot sent in, rebound, off into the corner. Another big rebound put out there by Roman Will. Backhander still loose, covering up is Reichert. 28 seconds to go. Perlini and Masser. Masser, a couple of extra shots in on Perlini. Meurs gets involved with it. Masser showing some frustration. Perlini was knocked into Reichert. Not of his own doing. Let's just get out of this one and get on the bus. 5-1, K's are up. As I said, they will improve to 16-4 and gain points, number 31 and 32 on the season. And we haven't even gotten to Christmas. That's a good deal. Here's Meurs up the wall to Condon. Last 10 seconds on the boards. And that will pretty much do it for this one. Komets come down to Indianapolis, improve to 5-0 against the Fuel. Roman Will makes his debut, stops 24 of 25 shots on the night. and the Komets improved to 16-4 with a 5-1 win. You're watching my Komets on my TV.
Presented by Parkview Sports Medicine and airing exclusively